This episode of Capes of Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
Hello and welcome to Comic Capers, episode 25. We got a big one, a classic, in honor of Daredevil Season 3 on Netflix, which
dropping midnight.
Well, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're on the podcast, it's been out. So, so Daredevil, big classic story. What do you think we're talking about? Daredevil, Born Again by Mr. Frank Miller.
Every time I think about Born Again, it's just like, to me, it's like Born to Run. I don't know why.
I thought you were going to make like a religious thing here.
Well, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of Christ imagery in Daredevil, not only the comic books, but the movie as well.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it's
a superhero movie. Of course, there's Christ imagery.
Well, and he is religious. He, is like a big Catholic, Matt Murdock. So, what did you think? I mean, Frank Miller,
I feel like Frank Miller's aesthetic is perfect for Daredevil, and I was wondering why it didn't happen sooner. Because it's like, you're reading it, and you're like, he should have been writing this all along. What the hell?
Well, I don't know, because he worked on the book, like, I think, pre-200, and then, I don't know he was gone for a while, and then he came back and did, like, this, 7-issue arc?
Yeah, but I don't know, something about this particular arc, I don't know what it was, if it was editor notes, it just seems different than the last time that he wrote it, I guess. It's just like, why didn't you show up for it like this the previous time you were writing?
I don't know. I think didn't he start as an artist and then like he started writing he did the whole Elektra thing, Bullseye killing Elektra, spoiler alert.
Yeah, back in the day, he gave Bendis a run for his money. I'm just saying, back in the day, he did.
But I mean, this was like innovative for like 1986 is when this first came out.
Yeah. I
mean, 7 issues over half a year. I think Matt Murdock shows up in costume in the first issue and the last issue. That's it.
I mean, like I said, some heroes don't necessarily need to wear capes.
No, but I'm for 86. I swear, it's like every issue or every other day. You're like, yeah, you gotta have him in the suit, but no.
Yeah, I mean, this is a classic story for a reason.
Yeah.
Did some different things. He took some risks.
And the whole thing with Karen Page.
I was like, wait, what came first? I feel like Speedy came first, or Roy. I don't know.
Yeah, but like. Almost like the girlfriend thing. Well, like, she was around in, like, in the early days. Like, she was gone by, like, issue 70-something. Yeah, and then all of a sudden she pops back. She went off to be a Hollywood star, but...
That's what chasing fame will get you. A lot of people end up like that. Just saying.
Yeah, in the beginning of the first
Especially issue. The 80s? Forget it.
I know. She shows up, man. She's a heroin addict. She's starring in, those movies Lilith likes.
I don't like anything pre-95. For porn. Not even Debbie Does Dallas. Not the classics. Ugh. Too much fur burgers going on.
I was going to say too much hair. Oh, my Lord.
Anyway.
So anyway, yeah, this story's like as old as you are.
Yeah.
Maybe a few months older.
Classic. It's a classic. I'm a classic. It's a classic.
Oh, yeah. But it's the big one. It's where the Kingpin,
Finally finds out.
Karen sells Matt's identity.
For a hit.
Yeah, I know. Come on, that's going to be worth a couple. Come on. But, makes its way to the Kingpin, and he starts messing with Matt's life.
I mean, but, like, my favorite thing about it is, it wasn't until he tries to blow him up that he's like, wait a minute, this must be one guy. This isn't just bad luck. God isn't making me Job.
Because, the IRS was after him, the bank froze all his money, and he's like, things are just getting worse and worse and worse. And unrelated, his girlfriend leaves him and starts shacking up with his best friend.
As you do in superhero stories.
Yeah. Never liked her. Anyway, but that's the end of the first issue is, Kingpin blows up his house, and he's like, well,
nope.
Nothing about this said nothing about this said gangster before, Kingpin. Thanks for signing it.
Like, literally, talk about putting a pen in something.
I know. I mean, if he was any more
obvious. He's like,
Kingpin might as well put a horse head in his bed.
But no, like, you're just like, goodness, this poor guy, you know, the first issue. But like, you know, you have to build him down, tear him down to build him back up again. And by the end of this run, we're back. He's in a good place. And
yeah, but I mean, Matt has like a nervous breakdown in the middle of, you know, this. And
well, it was a long time coming. This was just the straw that broke the camel's
back. Oh yeah, I think Kingpin even says in one of these issues, he's like, yeah, he was like on the verge anyway. I just like,
which is why I like the what if that we'll discuss at the end of this. Because
oh yeah, it kind of veers off from the second issue of this, off of Daredevil 228.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, Matt goes to confront the Kingpin. Kingpin beats him, puts him in a cab, kills the cab driver. Tries to lock Matt in so he drowns, but he escapes. Starts sleeping on the streets. Goes back to his old neighborhood.
Dude, that walk though, from after he's like almost drowned, it was just like, oh my god, could you even? Like at this point, that's just classic stuff now. You see that in like a lot, like Suicide Squad and you know stuff like that. And eventually, Matt gets taken in by his mom. Well, yeah. Who's a nun? It's the nun he remembers from like when he first got blinded. She visited him in the hospital. And of course he asks her, are you my mother? And of course with his senses, he could tell when she's lying, when she says, oh no. Lying nuns. Lying, not flying nuns. Flying nuns are fun. Lying nuns are not. Yeah. But yeah, remember Karen Page, remember his mother. This will come up next episode also. But yeah, but then after he almost like dies of pneumonia and his mother nurses him back to health, he comes back just in time for when the Kingpin sends an imposter in a Daredevil suit to kill Foggy and anyone else nearby. And Foggy had it coming. I wish they would. Yeah, but he saves Karen. That's like. Dude, I have never liked Karen. Karen is the Gwen Stacy for me. I prefer Mary Jane over Gwen, but I liked him and Karen, and we'll get there next episode. Anyway, Karen is bearable. The early day Karen. Yeah, not early. No. Yeah, no. She's about as annoying as early day Sue Storm. Fight me, Charlie. But yeah, Karen from this point to where we'll get next episode. So yeah, we get the return of Karen, we get his mother, the reveal of his mother, and also for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What? Well, we all know that, but no, for you Netflix fans, this is the storyline that introduced Nuke. God, give me a red. That's the only downfall of this, honestly. I know. Not a fan. He did something big and splashy for the end. Something to get him back in the costume. Because he was working as like a short order cook. I don't know how that works for sure. With the senses, he could do. I know, but come on, let's just be real. There's nothing wrong with being a short order cook. I'm just saying, like the way that they make it seem. Yeah. Somebody's got to cook our food. I don't want to do it. But I kind of like that, you know, everything wasn't like put back at the end of the story. Like he didn't get his law license back at the end of this issue. I mean, in fact, like him and Karen are working later on at like a free law clinic, but he doesn't get his actual license back, his law license, until Daredevil 300. Really, that long? Yeah, because I mean, they do the free clinic for a while, and then like right after Inferno, he leaves New York and he's like traveling on the road and stuff, and then he comes back by like 284 or something. Yeah, but he doesn't actually get his license back till 300. Yeah. Wow, talk about some consequences. Like I didn't realize that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I like about this. That Miller didn't like clean everything up at the end. I mean, he's back as Daredevil. He has Karen, but yeah, that's only the beginning. Yeah, and like him and Foggy weren't as close for the longest time. So I was okay with that. I mean, this is a good story, but it did have consequences that lasted a while, years. Which one is your favorite issue? I think 4 is mine. But one is like the first issue is definitely up there.
The first one?
Yeah, but I think 4's cover just really puts it over the top over number 1 for me.
What, the one with Ben Urich on the cover?
Mm-hmm. And I just like that.
Actually says Born Again.
Yeah. I don't know. It was like a cinematic movie, like those old cinematic movie posters almost to me. And it's got the red and the black, and it's really crisp. So
I think cover 6 might be my favorite. With him in the flames.
Yellow.
Yeah.
and an American flag.
But no, even just like, did you notice like the corner boxes kept changing? But like in this one, he finally puts the suit back on. Look, he got him like putting the gloves back on. So symbolic. Well, no, I like when he was like beating the crap out of that Daredevil. Kingpin had like the mental patient sprung.
I don't know. This Kingpin wasn't like my classic diabolical Kingpin. He was just kind of like messing up left and right. It seemed like he just.
This was like back in the day. He really didn't get his hands dirty at this point. It was basically like, yeah, hire some more guys, have them do this, you know.
But you know what they say? If you want something done, sometimes
I know.
done right. Sometimes you got to do it yourself.
But as you saw towards the end of the story, he wanted to go legit too.
Yeah, don't they all?
Exactly. Yeah.
Just one last job, and then it pulls you back in. That's a vicious cycle of the gangster life.
Because that's the thing. He didn't take Kingpin down at the end of the story, but he kind of dirtied up his rep, though.
Well, confirmed his dirty rep, or however you want to put that.
Yeah. So, all right, let me ask you this about, like, the last issue or so. Could you stand, I know you don't, Captain America's not your favorite. Could you stand Captain America in the story?
You know, I feel like Frank Miller has an issue with iconic goody two shoes. Like for me, this is like one of the worst appearances of Captain America outside of his book. I'm just saying. It's just one of those things. It's like, God, I mean, I know he gave Superman the business, but I wouldn't imagine that Marvel would have although it was like the mid 80s, they really didn't care about Captain. So that's probably how he got away with it.
You have to read some Grunwald. Grunwald Cap was good, especially like the early stuff. But no, I mean,
we can do whatever you want after we get through Archie.
Okay.
2 years of Archie, only fair. I'm kidding.
We'll see what 2019 brings, but anyway. But I mean, he could have given it worse to Cap like he did to Superman. But speaking of Dark Knight Returns, how would you stack up Born Again against Dark Knight Returns? Better, worse, but even? It's
even, but in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because Daredevil and Batman have some similarities, but where we were with Daredevil was a completely different place than where we were with the Batman status quo in general in Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was like, and that was like towards the end of Batman. Yeah, this was current Daredevil at the time. Yeah. Plus, this got 7 issues. I mean, they were bigger, but Dark Knight, it was only 4.
Yeah. Well, now we get one every 3 years. 12 issues every 3 years now. Is that what we're doing?
Something like that.
But no, they were really good. But I feel like, I don't know, Frank Miller has a better understanding of Batman and what Batman fans want. Mm-hmm. Because it was good, but I don't think that I would have necessarily wanted this for Daredevil. You know, it's one of those, do I really want that? I mean, the way that he executed it was great, but I wouldn't have personally been like, yeah, that's not something I would have came up with.
I just wonder if they really wanted to shake up Daredevil, and did they want to get him out of being a lawyer for a while? Because that's kind of what this story did.
What is it? Well, I don't even know back then. It wasn't a mandatory every 25 do something to shake it up back then either. So
well, no, there wasn't an anniversary issue either. It was 227 to 233. Yeah. So yeah,
just random.
Maybe it was just Frank Miller worked on the book. Let's bring him back.
He had an idea. Maybe he pitched an idea. They loved it.
He had an idea. He was popular. With all the Elektra stuff. So
yeah. Like I said, this kind of came out of nowhere, and I was just like, oh, it's good, but it's not what I was when I was like, oh, Frank Miller's coming back. This is totally not what I expected.
Yeah. Well, you know who I think, maybe not right before this, but you know who was working on Daredevil right before this? Denny O'Neil, I believe, did some issues with Daredevil.
Yeah. It felt a a little okay. I'm no shade. Like I like it. I like his Daredevil stuff, but it felt very Green Arrow and Green Lantern. Like when he was writing it for some reason to me, like some of those issues, I feel like it's a recycled. I feel like this is a recycled plot line.
See it in Azrael a few years later. All right, but let's get to our bonus. Like we said,
what if
Volume 2, Number 2? What if Daredevil killed the Kingpin, spinning out of that second issue of
Okay, and finally, this isn't like one of those bait and switch titles because he literally does actually kill Kingpin.
Oh no, he shoots him by page 4. They do like. They take like 2 pages to like give you the summary of what happened in Born Again, the real way.
Here's the actual history, and here's where it diverges.
Yeah, they take first 2 pages to sum up the original story, and then by page 4, man, he's shooting them.
This is one of those excellent what ifs. It's a classic.
Did you like the art?
I love the art.
Did you notice who drew it?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I would say this is probably some early work.
Was this Bun?
No, Greg Capullo.
Oh yeah, he's gone downhill. But back in his heyday, he would fight me, nerds. I don't care. He's he's got other things on his mind, but the classic stuff, like
fight me, nerd.
Creme de la creme of sequential art back in his heyday.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Matt Murdock shoots the Kingpin while he's working out in his diaper. Sorry, he looks like a giant baby man.
That's how all men look to me, so you know.
Hey-oh. Well, if you didn't make all your men shave. Anyway. So yeah, in the what if, Matt Murdock shoots the Kingpin, which doesn't help his fragile mental state, and the criminals of the city go to war.
This is like a true like spiraling moment, but it makes sense.
Yeah, and I would say most of this issue that from this point kind of like almost spins off into a Spider-Man story,
right?
Because like Spider-Man goes looking for Matt, so he finds him later on, but it's like you get the Rose, you get the Hobgoblin. Well, Ned Leeds, who we later find out was just another pawn.
I was gonna say, don't you dare!
I know. It only took them like 10 years to say, wait a minute, Ned Leeds, the Hobgoblin supposedly had super strength. How did the Foreigner's men overpower him?
Let's fix that for no reason.
They had to get through the whole clone saga before they could come back. Well, they had to get through the whole marriage and the clone saga and everything before they came back to that.
I think it was one of those things that it was like they constantly got like letters about it, and they were just like, "We'll get to it eventually."
Well, was that Roger Stern too? Because I think that was another thing. Is like I think he might have left and came back. If it wasn't Stern, it was somebody else. Somebody left and came back, maybe. So I think that was it too.
Spider-Man was a mess back then.
So I think there were like big arguments supposedly like who they wanted. Did they want to make the Hobgoblin somebody like this, some big figure? Like, did they want to make it J. Jonah Jameson, or did they want to make it, somebody nobody cared about?
Obviously, they went the route somebody nobody cared about.
Well,
except for maybe Charlie. I don't know.
I mean, Ned Leeds was kind of big, but then they went Roderick Kingsley. It's like, okay, some guy Mary Jane worked for. Okay.
Well, in the tradition of evil businessmen, though. In that sense, it kind of made sense for me.
He was kind of like another Osborn, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, like, I don't like to mix my Daredevil with my Spidey. I kind of only like to mix my Spidey with Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only person I approve of.
Because it's like we get the Hobgoblin, we get the Rose, which makes sense because he's the Kingpin's son.
Yeah.
Richard.
I'm glad we haven't revisited that in a long time.
Yeah. But then Matt Murdock wandering the streets runs into the Punisher.
Like, can they have a team-up book? Like, this made me want them to have a team-up book in current continuity.
It was just so funny, because, like, the Punisher's just like, oh, Murdock, I'm so jealous. You got to do what I never got to do, and you shot that.
I know, he's like, here's a cookie, basically.
I know, but then, like, he's like, just like begging him. He's like, no, kill me. And then even the Punisher's like, the Punisher shoots anybody, and he's like, "Oh, Murdoch, you're sick. You need help. Let me get you help."
He's recognizing that PTSD. Okay, that's what he's doing.
But let's say even half crazy out of his mind, he still manages to evade both Punisher and Spider-Man at the same time.
Well, let's be fair. It's his book. He has to look like the genius.
I know. Using Punisher's gas grenades. The 80s gas grenades. When the Punisher carried anything that was non-lethal. Okay. The 80s.
Just good, clean fun, man. Where, nobody on TV got shot by bullets. Just all aims at the feet.
But as with a lot of what ifs, don't expect a happy ending in this because, Matt never meets up with Karen Page like he did in the original timeline. She just gets gunned down in the church.
That was my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
She dies in a church. Foreshadowing.
Good foreshadowing.
10 years.
No, somebody just saw that. Somebody just saw that and was like, I want to recreate that.
Kevin Smith read this issue. He was like,
Well,
Kevin Smith. But yeah, then we get, Matt goes to, Richard Fisk and says, either, go ahead and kill me. I deserve it.
Ugh, God. Nothing worse than a repentant superhero.
But because Richard was going to quit crime, but then the Hobgoblin shows up. He's like, oh yeah, I joined up with Hammerhead, who we'd never even see in this issue. He's like, yeah, I joined up with Hammerhead. Just mentioned. And meanwhile, there's a big shootout battle with the Hobgoblin and some of his goons in this apartment.
I like that. Oh, those are some of my favorite panels, actually.
What, the battle in the apartment?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Daredevil, or Matt just jumping around and.
You know what that reminded me of, right?
What?
That Venom fight in the movie a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Although Matt Murdock's more graceful.
I was going to say.
Whoa! What are you doing? But then...
It better be a good director's cut. That's all I know.
But poor Matt dies when he tries to pin down the Hobgoblin. They both get killed by a pumpkin bomb.
Oh, what a sucker way to go out.
And, of course, Ned Leeds, just like in the original timeline, help me, Spider-Man!
Oh, that character. God.
Yeah. So, Matt Murdock dies, but not Daredevil. Daredevil's seen, 2 weeks later? Should we spoil that?
Nah. Read it! Pick up a book and read it!
Well, let's see. Who's left alive that we mentioned?
Just a mess.
But, so...
May nobody ever what if that.
What, to continue...
Oh, wait, no, they did, didn't they?
What, to continue this, or what?
Yeah, just leave that alone. Is this Earth 8967 or something? I forget what it was. I looked it up when Google was.
Oh, they actually gave them for this? Because I never thought they mentioned this.
Yeah, they in Marvel Encyclopedia. It's 8967 or something like that.
Well, I was thinking sometime in 2019. You know what we should do?
Map the multiverse? What?
Well, I was gonna say you and I should pick out a few of our favorite what ifs and just be like, well. I like this one. Well, yeah, I'll raise you this one. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure we have a lot of the same ones, but... We could probably get a Charlie Esser guest star, because I know he liked the original What If series.
Oh, well, duh. Of course. It's that's a nerdgasm for him. It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way. Agreed.
I love she's like, I agree with myself.
The only person I get along with. What are you talking about, Phil? I don't know. I think that this is definitely it's a solid A story. Okay, that was gonna be my next question. Yeah, I agree. It's an A. The art is like I said, I just really like the art. It's good. It's that classic mid 80s. Mm-hmm. The 80s was the decade of shading when it comes to art, comic book art for me, and I'm big into shading and line work, so. Yeah, it was good. You got the, just the different tones. It's an alleyway. He's in the river.
Hell's Kitchen is in flames.
What's new?
Yeah, I know.
You can change it to Chelsea all you want to. It's still a mess. It's in New York. It's a mess. So let's wrap this up so we can talk about our...
That's right. Join us next time because we're going to do another Daredevil episode. We're going to do Daredevil Guardian Devil from issues, what was it, Volume 2, numbers 1 through 8, the Kevin Smith run. Smith.
Kevin!
Snooch! Anyway, so send us your thoughts on that. Send us some of your favorite Daredevil issues, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. Give us the like, Comic Capers @Comic Capers Pod and @CL Sidekicks on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram and the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And
you know what I just realized though?
What?
We're going to be recording Capes this Saturday night, but only you and I will probably actually be talking about Daredevil. Charlie probably won't have time.
Oh, you don't think he'll have time?
No, maybe the first episode.
Well, we're not talking till Saturday.
I don't know. I guarantee you.
And unless he's recording with Moz, I'm not recording with him Friday, so.
Oh, well then maybe he will have time this time. And maybe I won't have to watch it.
How dare you?
I'm kidding. I wasn't big on season 2, so hopefully season 3 is a return to form. Like season 1 is still my favorite. That's why.
Oh yeah, because I think they crowbarred. They had to crowbar the like a Punisher backdoor.
Yeah, and as much as I like the actual Punisher show, I did not actually like him being like shoved into the. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, but if you guys want to fight me, Outlook Hellfire, I am live tweeting the Arrowverse Sunday through Tuesday. Please do be sure to check us out on Legends is back, so Constantine is there, so we'll be talking about it on Newcastle. I'm really excited. So yeah. And if you want to talk Smallville or Superman, @SaveMePod on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.
On that note.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. Join us next time for more Daredevil from that dude from the convenience store. Remember, justice is blind. Hopefully you aren't, then you won't be able to read comics.
Oh, they don't make Braille comics, do they?
I don't think so. That would be
Let's
rare.
invest in that. The classics. Graphic novel trades.
Sounds like a plan. Have a good night.